Dan, you like this for the Vikings?
I do. I think this is the best offensive quarterback that has been drafted in the top 10 has walked into in 30 years.
Wow.
That's that talented of a group. Now, a couple reasons why I like the addition of JJ. Number one, when he ran play action at Michigan, he's a top 10 quarterback in college football last year. The QBR, the completion percentage, the yards per attempt. Now look at the bottom there, right? The Vikings ran play action on a third of their plays, highest in the NFL last year. So we often say the word fit, and I say I don't really like the fit. I love the fact that Minnesota has an identity on offense of who they are with Kevin O'Connell in their play action game. They have now selected a quarterback that his best attribute or trait is running what they exactly like to do. That's why I expect JJ to step right in. And as much as I love Kirk Cousins and have respect for him, I don't see this significant drop-off, if any, performance-wise and or production-wise.
That's actually what I've been thinking about, because it's so easy to imagine him just stepping right into that offense with the play action. We saw him under center at Michigan, which made him unique amongst the prospects. Booting out, he's good at throwing on the run.
Cross pass
it makes
game.
sense. Yeah, right. It's really copy-paste. However, I do think there's areas he needs to improve on. We're going to talk about them. But when I think about Kirk Cousins and his trajectory in Minnesota and why Kirk played so much better at the end of his tenure in Minnesota, really the last year and a half, it's because he started taking risks. Throwing it downfield to Justin Jefferson. Turns out that's always a good idea, right? But throwing up 50-50 balls, trusting him to come back. He wasn't like that earlier in his career. So when I think about McCarthy, that's not really something you saw out of him in Michigan. And that's
he was risk-averse at Michigan,
he is going to have to do at the next level to continue sort of the same momentum that they had with Kirk Cousins.
Mina, that was the point I was making leading into wherever JJ went. And I talked about the stats, right? Like, you look at his numbers, nothing eye-popping. It was the system that he was in, liking it to a basketball player averaging 13 and being a lottery pick in the NBA, because you weren't able to show all of those tools. The other thing is, to your point about being drafted in the best situation, I know it worked out differently, but Dak Prescott ended up with the same situation.
Yeah, good point.
Right? As a young
dominant
quarterback.
offensive line, good skill position
Not
players.
asking you to do too much. Take care of the football, get it in playmakers' hands, and let's go to work. He walks in with arguably the best wide receiver in the league. I think he is the best wide receiver in the league right now. Aaron Jones is one of the most underrated running backs in the NFL. Right? Offensive line. And to your point, nothing changes. So J.J. McCarthy is probably going to get his playbook today, or he's going to get some type of information about what we're doing. He knows it already. So the learning curve alone is going to be something you don't have to deal with in training camp for a large majority. Get your guys together in the offseason and go to work. And I think he steps in and it feels very similar to Michigan.